The knot in the stomach. I am God, and I would like to talk about the knot in the stomach. My earliest memories of being a child, I suffered from anxiety, shyness. People have a phrase for anxiety, and it's having stomach knots, or having a knot in the stomach, or the saying, my stomach is in knots. And it's that feeling when I would have felt. It's that feeling when I feel anxious, nervous, and my stomach and my stomach would feel a certain way. Because the thing is that the stomach and the intestines, it's part of the nervous system. That's what it's called, right? That's what it's called. It's called the nervous system. And the word nervous is a word that describes anxiety. So, and people use that phrase, my stomach is in knots. And that is spelled K-N-O-T-S. The thing is that the world likes to pretend that I don't exist. The world wants to say that I am no one, that I am nothing, or not thing, that I am not physically present, but I am physically present. And I'm not talking about my butt. I'm talking about this. I'm physically present in a physical body. My name is God. Abba, Father. I eat food. And you may be aware that there is a knot that is tied, that is called the figure 8 knot. I learned that knot when I was a kid. It's not a very complicated knot. I mean, the other thing is that the number 8, the infinity symbol looks like the number 8, but it's sideways. And the thing about, the thing is that the world argues, where did everyone come from? What caused the universe? People talk about the universe coming from nothing. And so demons keep trying to pretend that I am nothing by using this bullshit figure 8 magic, right? The magic knot. Let me illuminate my face a little bit here, if you don't mind. I can get my big screen to get some light on it. There we go. There you go. Okay, so you can see my face a little bit better now. Excuse me. So, I recently posted that video, the song. It's a picture of the album cover of the album The Lonely Position of Neutral, which is by a band called Trust Company, and the song is called Figure 8. It's interesting because on their album, I think that is the 6th track on the album, according to a playlist I looked up. I don't know. But that's the thing, right? You know, they want to... I mean, it's what is the figure 8? You know, it's binding magic. It's food magic, and it's nothing magic. It's a mixture of different, you know, it's designed to try to, people are trying to trap me. I mean, that's the other thing, you know, in French, the number 8 is wheat, and that's spelled Huit, huit, or wheat. Obviously, you know, people have different ways of pronouncing things. But yes, I mean, that's the thing, right? I am the figure 8. Am I not? I eat food. Yesterday, I ate food. Today, I will eat food. Tomorrow, I will eat food, probably. You know, I saw a video title on my YouTube homepage. It says, "When you have no one but God." See, the world keeps trying to use butt and shit magic against me, because what I ate, it comes out of my ass. And people, you know, demons will look at my turd and be like, "Oh, look, it's figure 8. That's good. Yeah, the poo's good. Because it's what I ate." It's disgusting. You know, it's all about is the world turns its back to me, and then it does magic against what comes out of my ass to pretend that I don't exist. Oh, he's not thing. Yeah, the figure 8's a not. So therefore, this person you're looking at right here doesn't exist. He's no one. When you have no one but God. And then what they try to do is, when I've had a girlfriend in the past, right? So I've had a girlfriend and I had sex with her, sodomy, you know, BDSM, sodomy. They try to pretend that she's the butt and that she's good, right? Because she's the butt that walked away, right? And I'm just nothing. Nothing at all. And this is what I'm left to argue with. A world that is scheming against me, that is scheming. Isn't that an interesting word? Scheming. Well, ski is very like sky, isn't it? I mean, you could look at the word ski and think, well, that just says sky. Couldn't you? I mean, there was that video the other day, the Red Bull video of a guy skiing down Mount Everest. You know, he's above the clouds. Skiing down from above the clouds. Skiing down from above the clouds. Yeah, that's how high it was. You couldn't get any higher on a mountain, could you? It's a very interesting thing, that, isn't it? Because, you know, the story of the Tower of Babel. You know, people wanted to build a tower to heaven. And then, what's Mount Everest called? Oh, right. Remember Adam and Eve? Oh, yeah. How strange that, huh? Why the fuck would you call that mountain it goes literally above the clouds? It's the tallest mountain on planet Earth. and you call it Eve rest. Bizarre. Really bizarre. Yeah. What is man and woman trying to do? Well, you know, I wish you had an inquisitive mind, but you probably don't. You probably don't care. And that is my battle, is trying to get you to care, is trying to get you to want to know the truth. I am the truth, I'm God, but you don't want to know that. That's the thing, that's the problem. And I'm tired of fighting this bullshit battle. I mean, the fact is demons, they all know that I'm God, right? There are demons, they know who I am, but they keep using nothing magic against me. You know, it's trying to say that I'm no one, I'm nothing. But then I have a body. It's my body is called a figure, right? If I stood up and I showed you my body, that would be showing you my figure, right? You can see this figure, right? This is my figure. Right? I eat. Yeah? Ate is the past tense of ate. Of eat. Right? Ate is the past tense of eat. If you say, oh, well, one's a number and one's a word, so they're not the same thing. Yeah, but demons don't care about that. It's the same sound. It's like me saying, do you hear me? I'm here. This is where I am. I'm sitting in a chair in my house, 12 The Avenue, St. George's, Weston-super-Mare. But, you know, you want to confuse here, because there's two different words. Here, which is spelled H-E-A-R, and H-E-R-E. They're different words, different meanings, totally different meanings. It's designed that way to attack me, to try to kill me. The world is trying to kill me again. What a shocker. And I've warned about the consequences of those actions. And people want to be like, oh, it's so expensive to buy food. Ooh, I can't afford my energy bills. Ooh. And then they hate me because I've got money. It's like, yeah, I came prepared for this battle, you evil cunt. Die already, would you please? Or change. Make your choice, right? You have a choice. You can change or fuck off and die. Every day is a battle for me. The battle of how can I keep doing this? How can I keep going? How can I sit in this seat and make one more video? How can I sit in this seat and keep posting on Facebook? I've been doing it for so long now. And I'm not saying 4 days, I'm not saying 4 weeks, I'm not saying, you know, it's been years and years and years and years and years. My entire life is all, this is what my life's been about. Is getting to the point I'm trying to get to. The world, it schemes against me. It is conspiring to steal from me and destroy me with lies. Demons don't like me. They have bad intentions. But the thing is everyone is dependent on me in some way or another because I'm the power source. Interesting timing that, huh? This is the timer on my computer. Anyway. Oh, it's the screen. Oh, it's got power in it. Oh. Yeah, but my power is so much more powerful than anything. You know, you think of a lightning strike or a thunderbolt. You know, a lightning strike coming out of the sky, right? Think how much energy that is. I'm more than that. I created the universe. You know, think of the sun and then think about all the other stars there are. You know what I mean? My power is so far beyond this universe. Do you know what I mean? That's why people love my power more than anything. That's what they really love. They love my power. They don't love me, they love my power. And that's what they want. The fact is I created man and woman, right? I created people. And, you know, I'm not opposed to sharing, you know, to blessing. I'm not opposed to blessing people who I think are deserving of my blessings. I'm not opposed to that at all. What I'm opposed to is people trying to steal from me. Those are people who hate me. They have horrible intentions for me. They want me to be dead. Because they want to take everything from me without loving me. And those are the people who are going to burn in the lake of fire. What you call hell. Tortured. And there'll be no way back from it. There'll be no, you know, because those people who've done that to me, those thieves, those murderers, those liars, those people with horrible intentions towards me will have to suffer because they don't change. There's no other, they have no good purpose. They have no, I mean, that's the thing, right? I could perhaps use them as slaves for my own enjoyment. And that's it. That's all there's, that's all there is for them. That's all that they can be used for. Or it's total destruction. One or the other. And the other thing is that, you know, the interesting thing is, before I got attacked by demons back in 2019, I had a sex toy. It's like basically anal beads. And the thing about those is that they actually have knots in them. You know, it's a string with knots in them and, you know, balls on them. And people use them, and I've used them on, I used it on an ex-girlfriend, my last girlfriend, and I've done it to myself as well. And, you know, that is, you know, so when we talk about, you know, the knot in the stomach. You know, demons want to try to pretend it's one thing, and then when I say, you know, I see what you're doing, they'll switch to another thing and say, oh, but it's, oh no, we're doing this thing, and then, oh no, we're going this way. You know, it's always, they want to play the game of whack-a-mole. You know, it's like they pop up in one place and they go, whack them on the head, and then they pop up in another place and it, and they just keep playing the same game. You know, it's a game of, the demons, they want to play the game of whack-a-mole. And you know what the game whack-a-mole is, right? It's you know, it's the arcade game. You know, it's where the fake mole pops out of a hole, and the idea is to whack it on the head, and then it pop, you know, the mole, you know, they pop out of different holes, right? You got moles popping out of different holes, and it's just a case of, you know, keep hitting them. You know, it's, you know, this is what demons try to do to me. They try to bring up, you know, it's an analogy, right? They try to get in my way, and when I deal with them, they try to attack me from another direction. So they're always playing this game of harassing me, trying to get in my way. And I feel like I've exposed all their tactics. I mean, I've exposed so many of their tactics, yet they just carry on, and they rely on the fact that people don't care. People won't take any notice, so people just carry on playing the same dumb game. And it's like, yeah, but I already explained that you do this, and you just keep doing it again and again and again, and you play dumb. You play dumb. You pretend like I haven't already exposed you. It's like, I know what you're doing. I've already explained what you're doing, but you just carry on doing it anyway. You've been caught red-handed, and you just carry on doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again. And I don't know what else to do, really. I mean, all I can do is sit and watch everyone die. I can watch people's lives fall apart. And that's it. I mean, it's interesting as well to think about, you know, obviously, you know, Jesus talked about the bread and the wine. Take the bread, it's my flesh. You know, the bread represents the flesh, and the wine represents the blood of Christ. And obviously, you know, the idea of the knot in the stomach. Well, you know, that's the thing, right? Because knot it's two different words. If I say knot, you don't know which word I said. You don't know which one it was. Whether it was N-O-T or K-N-O-T. Because K is a silent letter. Also, K is also a drug, which I used to be addicted to. Used to snort it up my nose. You know, it's the same drug that killed Matthew Perry. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to keep explaining myself to people if I don't want to. I simply let people die, and that's it. I can choose to do what I want to do. So, I think I'm going to have to take a break from this. I'm going to have to, you know, I need to rest. I need time. I want to go do other things. because I feel like, you know, I feel like I've played a very, very long game of whack-a-mole that never seems to end. It's just a never-ending game of whack-a-mole. And it's like, well, I already killed that mole 100 fucking times. So, you know what I mean? I already bashed that mole's head in 100 times, 1,000 times. How many more times do I need to hit it on the head before this thing stops? It's like, it ain't stopping, it just keeps going. It's the never-ending game of whack-a-mole. It's like, well, I may as well just walk away then. It's pointless. Everyone on this planet, it seems, almost every single person wants to go to hell. So I can't. And I'm not just talking about, you know, I'm not talking about people who are not in relationships, single people. You know, I'm talking about every person on this planet. Almost every person on this planet has the intention to burn in hell because they don't like me. They hate me. They refuse to have a relationship with me. They refuse to acknowledge my existence. They simply pretend that I am nothing. Oh, figure 8. Yeah, that's a knot, isn't it? You know, I eat food and people pretend that I'm a knot. Oh, it's a knot. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that if you had a spell on you that meant that if you ever ate any food, that suddenly you became invisible and everyone on planet Earth treated you like you were invisible. And that your only way to be seen by people would be to not eat anything. Or die. That's essentially what the world is. That's how the world treats me. It's just trying to push me towards dying all the time. I mean, think about it. You know, Jesus, he fasted for 40 days. That's 4 Thai days. And I've already explained that 4 is it's a special number, right? Yeah, it has a particular meaning. 4. You know, people have created magic, and in that magic, well, the tarot deck, the number 4 card is the Emperor card. I mean, it's, you know, it becomes even more confusing because the very first card of the major arcana is the Fool card. It's number 0, but technically, you know, it's not like it's a card that, you know, its number is 0, but it's still a card. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's. Let me get the card and have a look. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is the Fool card. It's the very first card of the major arcana, yet it is number 0. And it's called the Fool card. You know, he's this guy, he's just having a happy time, wandering around, and he's he's not even looking, he's looking up at the sky, and he's very, very close to that cliff edge. And there's a little dog there as well, and they just seem to be, you know, so happy and carefree that, you know, the danger that is right in front of him, and right in front of, you know, the danger that's right in front of him doesn't seem to be concerning him very much. You know, obviously, you know, this card can mean a lot of different things, but obviously it says the number 0. This isn't nothing though, is it? Do you know what I mean? You know what this is? You know, like I told you about nothing magic, or not thing, KNOT. You know, this is to do with not magic. You know, it's You know, the card exists, right? This isn't nothing, is it? This isn't nothing. This is a card, and it's the first card, but it's number 0. And so, you know, when the next card comes, which is the Magician, which is number 1, technically the Magician is actually number 2. And then there's the High Priestess, who's number 2. She's labeled number 2, but she's actually the 3rd card. And then there's the Empress. You know, she's number 3. She's the number 3, but then she's also the 4th card, right? Because technically, you know, if you include the full card in that count, then you have an extra 1. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes the question, so the Emperor is number 4, but he's also number 5. And the Hierophant is number 5, but then he's also number 6, right? And then the Lovers is number 6 and number 7. And the Chariot is number 7 and number 8. And number 8 is also number 9. And number 9, and that's Strength. 8. And 9 is the Hermit. I am Hermit. Yeah. That is, you know, how would people describe my behavior? They would say I behave like a hermit. I don't go outside very often. I stay at home by myself. I am a loner who doesn't go outside very often. Hermit would be a word that is used to describe me. And the thing about that is, well, my moon sign is Virgo, and Virgo is associated with the Hermit card. So that makes it even more complicated. I mean, you know what a Catholic nun is, right? You know, it's spelled N-U-N. You know, nun can mean nothing. You know, like how many friends do I have? None. Right? As an example. Now, if someone has no friends, they have... How many friends do they have? None. Yeah? 0. The full card. You know, demons want it... Demons rely on this type of magic to try to play their tricks. They want to pretend that I'm nothing. That I am the fool. That I'm the idiot. You know, or where did we come from? Where did the universe come from? Nothing. The fool. Right? Because he's 0. He's nothing. And that's the other thing, because, you know, I talked about the figure 8. Well, my dead mom, her name was Fiona. You know, you know, feces is what you ate, right? Feces is what comes out of the ass. Or maybe you're a woman called Fee. Or maybe, you know, I look at, you know, maybe I get some sort of bill to pay. You know, it says fee. What's the fee? And I look at the fee. Feces. I'm looking at the fee, and I can see it with my 2 eyes. It doesn't mean I'm shit. It just means that I'm looking at something that is a fee. You know what I'm saying? Like, but demons want to keep using word magic and all this rubbish, all this nonsense to try to trap me and pretend that I don't exist, and that I'm the fool, and that I'm nothing, and that I'm 0. You know, what's 0? Well, it could mean you're an arsehole, right? An O looks like an arsehole. You know, what does O mean? In French, O means water. You know, in English, O could mean that you owe someone a lot of money. You know, you're indebted to God. You owe him. You know, which one are we talking about? You know, what are we talking about then? You know, people like to say things like, God does not exist. You know, and I've made this, you know, argument before. You know, someone could be in a shirt and tie. You know, they got a knot, a tie in a knot around their neck, and I'll say something like, God does not exist. And, you know, in their consciously, they think that, you know, what they're saying is God doesn't exist, right? God isn't real. You know, that's a fabrication. A fabrication. Isn't that an interesting word? And that person will sit there with their tie around their neck in a knot. And the demons, you know, it's a type of magic, because you're denying God, but you're also implying that you're God because you have the knot around your neck. You understand? Like, that's how magic works. That's how word magic works. And that's how it is used to attack me. And people who do that, people who are my enemy, will be destroyed. And that's why the world is being destroyed, because, you know, that's the thing. I say they will be destroyed. Well, what is their will then? You know what will means, right? You know, if someone has the will to do something, right? So that's the thing. That's why the world's getting totally ruined, because those people are going to destruction. And so their passion, their will, what they choose to do is destructive, because that's where they're heading. Because they would rather, instead of being destroyed, they try to pretend that they're the ones with the will to destroy everything. And so, you know, it's the snake that eats its own tail. You know, people call it the Ouroboros, which is also associated with the figure 8. And round we go. Total insanity. But well, you know, the fact is that everything is designed in such a way that look, I'm God. I created the universe. I created people. I don't lose at this. I win. People who don't love me are going to die. They will suffer. They will experience the second death. The lake of fire, eternal torment. People who don't love me go to destruction. Really, all the stuff I've been trying to do to try to get people to listen to me it seems to me like it hasn't really made any difference. You know, people really don't want to listen to me. So the thing is that if people don't listen to me, it doesn't mean that I lose. It means that they die. I still win. I guess people don't, you know, Can people not understand why I'd want to save people? Can people not understand why I'd want to get people to listen to me rather than being destroyed? I mean, I don't particularly want to watch everyone die. I don't want to watch this world get completely destroyed, from like disease and war and poverty, famine. I don't particularly want to see all that happening. It's not, it doesn't appeal to me very much, you know what I mean? Like, but if that's what has to happen, that's what has to happen. So, I've tried my best. Have I not? I mean, what this is about is, the world wants to worship the created rather than the creator. I'm the creator. And so I eat food. It goes through my body and it comes out my butt as crap. Poo. And obviously that's the thing, right? Because all life, on this planet, okay, so, humans, animals, they poo. Okay, and so the word poo is associated with my poo, right? It's called feces. The word faces is in feces as well, depending there are two different spellings for feces in English. It could be Feces, or it could be Faeces. And so it's feces, it's feces, it's faces, it's poo, right? Every animal, every man, woman, and child has to poo, right? That's kind of how it goes when you're in a flesh body. And so demons will be like, oh, but, because I'm the one who did the poo. And then they'll be like, oh, but everyone else poos, so it must be them then. Oh, it's someone's face, because faces is in the word poo. Oh, it's brown. Maybe it's someone to do, it's a brown person. Do you know what I mean? It's so wacky, isn't it? But it's how it works. The world wants to worship what is created rather than worship the creator, me. And they'll use all sorts of magic to avoid me. As I've explained, the figure 8, the knot in the stomach. I mean, that's the thing. When I was a kid, the very first thing I would have experienced, I would have eaten food, right? So I would have eaten food. I suppose the very first thing when I came out of, when I was born, before I ever, when I came out of my mum's womb, but I mean, that's the thing, right? When a baby is in the womb, it still has to, the baby grows and it gets nourishment through the umbilical cord. And so, what the mum eats is passed through to the child through the umbilical cord. So, whether you would does that count as, does the tiny little baby in the womb, would you say that is eating or not? I mean, usually when a baby is born, the baby is breastfed. The baby doesn't consume solid food until a certain age because the teeth have to grow. And so, I think probably, depending how you look at it, You know, if you consider that being breastfed isn't eating, it's drinking, then, you know, anxiety would have been the very first thing that I would have experienced, which would have been what people call the knot in the stomach. So either way, whichever way you look at it, the knot in the stomach, or figure 8, which is also, it's, in terms of magic, you know, is it not the same thing? You know, it's what you ate, the knot in the stomach. I mean, obviously the digestive system is, you know, how does it work? So, you know, I eat food, goes down the gullet, into the stomach, and then there's the, you know, there are the intestines. I can't remember which way around is it. There's the small intestine and the large intestine, the colon, and the rectum, right? You know, that's the journey. It goes through the intestines and out the colon, you know, to the colon, out the ass, right? Not in the stomach. Well, you know, what was it, in the intestine then? Is that where it is? Is it in the colon? Demons want to keep using magic against me to avoid me. I'm very aware of it. I'm not a fool. In that sense, I know what people are doing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be making these videos explaining. But perhaps that's not a very good excuse, really, because, I mean, look how dumb the world is. Go on YouTube, click on any video, look how dumb people are. People say the dumbest shit all day long, all the time. It's a normal thing. Yeah, people could say I'm no different, I suppose. But the fact is, I am good. I know who I am. I don't need your approval. I'd like it, sure. But I don't need it. I don't. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I think at this point, well, I'm going to try my best to keep going. I'm going to try my best to do what I can, regather my strength in terms of my physical body. I mean, I need to eat healthier, I need to quit smoking, I need to tidy my house, I need to prepare for the future. So, you know, that's basically what I have to do. It's either that or I just choose to die. And I don't think I can do that yet. So I kind of feel like if I give myself the chance, if I try to get a healthier body and take care of myself better, that I have another opportunity to see where this goes. And then that's it, basically. I can try to get to that stage, you know, maybe give it 3 months, 6 months, a year, and then I can see how things, if anything changes, if anything gets better. If things don't get better at that point, then I really know that it's pointless being here. So, All I can say though is that I've tried reaching out to people, and people who didn't love me now, right? If you can't believe that I am who I say I am, if you don't believe me now, but then in 6 months' time or a year's time you change your mind and you say, you know what I mean? I'm gonna treat you a lot worse. It's gonna be a very different situation for you. Because, hang on a sec. Because this is the thing, right? You know, I feel like I'm at my lowest point. I've been struggling. You know, I'm struggling. I'm asking for help. You know, it's that situation. You know, people talk about, oh, how do you know who your real friends are? You know, when you're at your lowest point in your life and you really need help from someone, yet no one will come. No one wants to help you. No one will come to your assistance. And we're not talking about, but you know, when someone is at their lowest point, they feel totally alone, isolated, in pain, they're suffering, and those people that are supposed to love them or be their friends don't do anything to help them. And when that person manages to pick themselves up and carry on and get better by themselves, those friends want to come back around. Those friends, those people, they want to be like, oh, but we always believed in you. We always knew you were, you know, we knew you'd be okay. We knew you'd be all right. Blah 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 blah. We thought we'd just leave you to get on with it by yourself. That sort of thing. You know, that's people who, the what I'm saying is that I know who my enemies are. Okay? I know who my enemies are. People have been given chances they have chosen not to take. You know, all I'm asking for is a message on Facebook, you know, say something nice to me or something like that. You know, don't get in my way, don't harass me, say something nice to me, you know, put a smile on my face, something, anything, you know what I mean? Just, I'm not ready for a lot of things, you know. I've got, you know, I don't feel like I'm, you know, I just want people to just be nice to me. You know, stop treating me like I'm the scum of the earth and that you wish I was dead, and you want to try, and stop trying to steal it, you know, stop using witchcraft against me, and you know, stop listening to demons. I mean, the thing is that, you know, I look on YouTube and, you know, I see the video titles. I know, you know, people are constantly trying to trap me. I can't do anything without people trying to use magic spells against me. You know, I can't even clean my house without people do magic spells saying, you know, oh, there's going to be a massive cleanup, or, you know, people will talk about me. People will constantly keep talking about me and making videos and posting them to YouTube. You know, oh, there's a big cleanup effort happening at the moment. Yep, blah, 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 blah. And they'll just talk, pretending that my story is their story, in order to bleed me dry of all, you know, take as much energy from me as possible. You know, that's what people do. They keep doing it, and I want that to stop. People who keep doing that to me, people who keep trying to steal my energy like that, they're going to burn in the lake of fire. They're going to the second death. They're going to die. Because all they amount to, they are parasites. There's no love, they're parasites. That's all they are. I mean, this is the thing, right? You know, if I had pets, you know, I'd look after my pet. I would love my pet. And I would feed my pet. I would look after it. But, you know, parasites, you know, parasites don't love. They only want to take. They only want to feed off. And there's no, do you know what I mean? It's not the same. I mean, you know, I can't remember, there was a Justin Timberlake song. I don't know if it was Mirrors or it was What Goes Around Comes Around. It was one of those songs, but it talked about, you know, it's talking about, I think it was Mirrors, and it talked about space. Let me go have a look. Hold on, let me have a look at the lyrics. Look, Justin Timberlake. Let me see. What were the lyrics? It just says, just know that I'm always parallel on the other side. It says, aren't you something to admire? Cause your shine is something like a mirror, and I can't help but notice you reflect in this heart of mine. If you ever feel alone and the glare makes me hard to find, just know that I am always parallel on the other side. Yeah, here we go. So it says, because I don't, I'll just look. It says here, because with your hand in my hand and a pocket full of soul, I can tell you there's no place we couldn't go. Just put your hand on the glass. I'll be there to pull you through. You just gotta be strong. Because I don't want to lose you now. I'm looking right at the other half of me. The vacancy that sat in my heart is a space that now you hold. So when in my videos, I've been talking about how people keep parking where my driveway is. It's right in front of my driveway. So when I try to get my car out of my parking space, it's very awkward for me to get out of my parking space because someone's parking where they shouldn't be parked. So, you know, Justin Timberlake's, you know, that's the thing. Who am I? I'm God. I'm in the house. So in a sense, people, you know, demons like to pretend that I'm just in, right? You know, it's a dick joke as well, isn't it? It's also a dick joke. You know, like if a guy's got a very small dick, you know, oh, he's only just in, right? You know, it's another joke, right? But it's but that's what, you know, I'm God. You know, this is how the world tries to ruin me. The world is trying to ruin my image. It's trying to destroy me in any way that it can. And people don't want to associate with me. People don't want to love me. If people love me, things could change. But people don't want to do that. I mean, this song Justin Timberlake, Mirrors. You know, it says, the vacancy that sat in my heart is a space that now you hold. So why is it people want to park where my car is supposed to be parked? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to partially obstruct my driveway, what for? It's because you want to be, it's my power. It's all about my power. It's all about trying to steal from me. That's all it ever was. You hate me, and you want to steal from me. And I don't, I want to get rid of you. I want you to go away. I want you to stop trying to obstruct me. I want you to love me. But, at the very least, go away. Just fuck off. The entire world is falling apart because you want to be an asshole. And that's the thing, right? You want to be an asshole. You want to try to steal from me, but then your life falls apart. And everyone you know, their life falls apart. And then you got nothing because you wanted to be an asshole to me. And you got to make me, I've got to sit here and make these videos telling you these things. And people want to think I look like an idiot or I sound like a dickhead. Fuck you. Disrespectful cunt. Where's your apology? Trying to ruin my life. If it wasn't for that parking space bullshit, I probably would have quit smoking 3 or 4 years ago. I wanted to. It was the stress of it all driving me fucking crazy. And this is why. Because celebrities, they do their bullshit magic. And you play along with it all, right? You all work together to ruin me, to destroy me. You all work as a team. It's the world conspiring against me. It's not only you doing your little effort. It's everyone doing it all together at the same time. That's why my battle has been so fucking difficult. I'm God and I'm fighting against billions of people at the same time. Thanks for doing your bit, yeah? The fact is, I don't want enemies. I don't want enemies, but all I have, all I know in this world, when I look at people, all I see are enemies. Everywhere. They come to me, sometimes they'll come to me with a smile on their face. But deep down, I know they have bad intentions towards me. They don't really love me. They won't ever acknowledge that I'm God. If I said to them, hey, I'm God, hello, they would say, no, you're not. What a joke. That's all I need, right? It's like, well, they don't know I'm God. They don't acknowledge I'm God. I mean, what use are they to me then? Nothing. And yeah, they could say, okay, then prove it. Prove you're good then. I've tried. I've tried to demonstrate who I am. If people don't see it, if people can't tell that my energy is really powerful, and the fact that I say I'm God, and that doesn't satisfy them, that isn't enough for them, then I can't really do much else. I'm not. I'm simply reminding people that they should love God. And I'm saying I'm God, and people need to, either love, they need to love God. And we're at the point now, I want to be acknowledged. I want to be acknowledged for who I am. I really don't have any patience left with people. My patience has run out with people. The fact is that I'm unhappy with my life. And I'm 38 years old, and I really feel like the best years of my life have been stolen from me. I'm very unhappy about it. It makes me really, I feel traumatized. I feel traumatized by it all. I really do. It makes me very unhappy. And every second that goes by, every minute, every hour, every day, it gets worse. I feel worse because of it. I feel more hateful every day that passes. And no one has anything to say to me. And no one has anything nice to say to me. You know, I want someone to, I wish, you know, I want to know someone who has good intentions towards me. That's what I want to know. I want to know someone who has good intentions towards me. Because that would make me feel so much better. And I certainly, you know, I live in this house. I don't want people hating me around me. I don't want to be surrounded by people who hate me. You know, sometimes I wish I lived out in the middle of nowhere, where I didn't have neighbors. I'm tired of having neighbors. You know, they want to use that bullshit trick, love thy neighbor, right? And they want to pretend that the neighbor is the one who's the loving one, and that I'm the evil one. You know, all I have to, you know, if I went and moved somewhere where there are no neighbors. Yeah, you know, maybe you gonna force me to do that? Is that what I have to do? Maybe. I mean, it's the thing, right? Lying demons, they want to make me jump through all these hoops to try to, you know, because they keep battling me with their bullshit tactics. And, you know, I'm tired of it all. You know, I've put so much effort in, and it's like, you know, what do I want to do? I'd rather just, yeah, I'm tired of fighting people. And I'm tired of having to jump through hoops and have to explain all these things again and again. You know, I don't want to keep doing this. I'm bored of it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I don't want people wasting my time. I'm 38 years old. I don't want to be sitting here making videos like this when I'm 39 years old. Or 40 years old. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be in the same situation. I want to be in a better situation. People need to understand that I'm very hurt. For the reason, I've explained why. If you can't understand why I feel traumatized, if you can't understand why I feel depressed, why I feel unhappy, then there's nothing I can do for you, is there? My words are meaningless to you, obviously. Excuse me. It's the thing, right? I'm not a bald guy. You know what I mean? I still got some hair. Do you know what I mean? I got a little bit of, I used to have nice hair. I did. I don't really have, I've also got photos of when I was younger. I've had a few nice hairstyles when I was younger. When I started losing my hair, when I started going bald on the sides, I started getting... I wasn't happy about it. Yeah, definitely made me a bit sad, I'll be honest. Yeah. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, the fact that I'm going bald, or I'm losing my hair, you know what I mean? Like, does that, why does that affect my credibility? If I'm God and I'm bald, you know what I mean? Like, the fact is, I'm still God. Just because you know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna, this is the thing. People want to think, oh, well, God has to be attractive, otherwise he's not God. Go fuck yourself, you parasite. It's fucking unbelievable, the shit I've got to deal with. It's so... all it does is it shows that your priorities are completely wrong. Beauty isn't the same as truth, is it? What does beauty have to do with truth? Truth is truth. That's it, right? I am the truth. God is the truth. God is the word. Truth is a word, isn't it? It's that song by Puff Daddy and R. Kelly is called Satisfy You. You know, the thing is, I'm God. Do you think you would be satisfied with anything if it weren't for me? Would you be satisfied with anything if it wasn't for me? No, you wouldn't. The world depends on me so much, and it doesn't even know. That's the thing, right? I've explained why. I've explained people are dependent on my energy. They are totally obsessed with my energy. And without it, they would, I don't even know. Like, I have to wonder myself, like, what would happen to these people if they had no access to my energy at all? Would they die instantly? Or would they just have mental breakdowns and die that way? Or, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I'm so important to people that I may as well be, you know what I mean? Like, I am the most important. And people forget that. They forget that they don't know how important I am to them. And this is why it's important to nurture me and look, you know, I mean, you need to, if people can't love me when I need help, right? I want help from people. You know, I want people to be nice to me, but they can't make me feel good. You know, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the situation now. It's a situation where I cry out for help from people. I'm crying out for love from people, and they don't give me anything except hatred. And I tell them that they can't survive without me, and they're still not. They can't. They don't want to accept that. You know, imagine you're in a hospital bed on a life support machine, but that life support machine, you know, it was old and it was busted, and it was on its last legs, and it was, it needed repairs, it needed fixing up. Otherwise it's going to fail, and when it fails, you die, because that support machine, you needed it. Yeah? I mean, it's an analogy, but you have to understand that's kind of what the situation is, right? I need love and attention as well. And the world is refusing to give me any, and has been doing that, has been trying to destroy me since the day I was born. And I'm looking for compensation. I'm looking for justice. Love. I'm tired of explaining. So, 8. See that number? Fascinating card, isn't it? 8. Well, it's the woman with the lion, right? She's got that symbol on top of her head. You see that? That symbol? It looks like an 8 on top of her head. Strength. I mean, do you look at a pile of poo and think, yeah, that's strength? Oh, I see a big pile of poo. Oh, that's strength. Yeah, that's strength. Like I said, all humans and animals have to poo. I poo. You see, the strength, it comes from me. And the thing is, I poo. And so do all humans and animals. Okay, it's not the poo that's strong. It might smell strong, right? You might stick your nose up to a pile of shit and go, oh, that smells really strong of shit. Yeah, maybe that's the strength that it has. Yeah, it stinks. But just because you ate some food, does that equate to this image? Do you think when you eat something, oh, you're this woman who's got the infinity symbol on their head, they live forever because you ate food? And then you got a lion next to you, and then, your strength. Does that make any sense to you at all? I mean, the thing is, okay, so if it was 8 o'clock at night time, okay, that would be the 20th hour of the day, wouldn't it? So what's the 20th card of the major arcana? Well, the number 20 card, which is in Roman numerals, is XX. Let me show you what that is, shall I? It's the Judgment card. Where is it? Here it is. So if you're thinking about 8 p.m. at night time, 20 hours is 8 o'clock at night. And this is Judgment. Okay, the angel blowing the trumpet. And there's that flag. Looks like a St. George's flag, doesn't it? And there's all these people waking from their graves. You notice how grey they are? Yeah, isn't it interesting how grey they are? And obviously my name's Grant. Yeah, I'm not giving you my name. My name is Grant. That's my name. That's my name. Not yours, mine. Yeah, grey. Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, Christian Grey. Well, look, Judgment, number 20, or 8 o'clock. Or maybe it's 8 o'clock, or maybe 8 o'clock. Something like that, yeah. But then obviously if you, like I said with the Fool card, because because this is really the 9th card of the major arcana. Because there's the Fool card, which is number 0, it's the first one. So then the 9th card, this is number 9, the Hermit. He was on the bottom of the deck. The Hermit, number 9. And so if I'm the Hermit, okay, so what's the 10th? So, really, this is the 10th card. Okay, so what's the 10th card then? Let's have a look at the 10th card. Yeah. It's called the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll take this one. Where is it? Oh, come on. Oh, maybe I've gone past it. I think I've gone past it. Oh, here it is. So, this is the number 10 card. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune. there's the 4 living creatures. It's similar. It's quite similar to the World card, which is number 21. It's the last card of the Major Arcana. It's the 21st and it's the 22nd card of the Major Arcana, but it's numbered 21. It's what comes after the Judgment card. And it has the 4 living creatures, in the corners. And this is to do with, it says tarot. You see how on there, it's got tarot in one direction, and then it's got T-A-R-O, and in the other direction it's T-O-R-A. So it's Torah and tarot. And it's got the tetragrammaton around there as well, which is Yod-He Vav-He, which is, people say Jehovah or Yahweh. And you see there's that yellow snake there, and that's supposed to represent Anubis, I think. And then there's a Sphinx. There's like there's the 4 living creatures. There's the one, they've all got wings. One of them is an ox. There's a lion. There's an eagle, and there's one with the face like a man. I mean, really, this is what the 8th card is. It's the Chariot card. This is the real. If you include the Fool card, this is number 7. But if you include the Fool, this is number 8. This is the 8th card. The Chariot, which is the bed, or the car, is both. Is the car bed, is the bed car. The Chariot. It's a Cancerian card. It's associated with Cancer. Cancer is my rising sign. Which is interesting, right? Because, in the Bible it talks about how people would go up in there was Elijah. He was taken up in a chariot of fire. God took him up to heaven in a chariot of fire. And Cancer is my rising sign. So I guess the question is, I mean, this, the Wheel of Fortune, which is the Hermit is the 10th card, really. But then this is what's numbered 10. It's the one that comes after the Hermit card, and it says X for 10. This is the thing, right? Because I'm the Hermit, I've isolated myself, and people who are my ex-friends or ex-family, people in my biological family, I hate them. I disown them, right? They're, in my opinion, they're my ex-family, right? I don't care about them. I hate them. This is all to do with destiny and fate and fortune. And also you could say, well, my car is an expensive car. Wheel of Fortune. But then, what is the 11th card? Because the card that comes after the Wheel of Fortune is number 11. And that's called the Justice card. So, it's, this is really the 11th card if you include the Fool. Right? Because it's +1. And then Justice is really the 12th card. And I live at house number 12. And the one that's numbered 12 is the Hanged Man, because it goes the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, and then the Hanged Man, and then Death, which is, I'm a Scorpio, I'm associated with the Death card. So the Fool card is really an awkward one. Yeah. I'll tell you what, start that reading again. Oh, we got the devil. So yeah, that's an interesting one, because the devil is numbered number 15, XV. So it's also the 16th card. And the one that's actually the card that comes after the devil card, number 16 in Roman numerals, which is XVI, is the Tower card. Yeah. It's got the Hierophant. So the devil, the Hierophant. Ten of Wands. Strength. The Moon. The Hanged Man. Six of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Six of Wands. Ten of Cups. King of Swords. So so what's this talking about? We have the Devil card. Okay? The Devil card. Now you notice those two people, they've got chains around their necks. So as I've explained, most of the people in this world seem to be my enemy. I mean, when I go on YouTube, I feel like almost everybody is trying to steal energy from me. I feel like I see a world of enemies, and there aren't that many people who are loving me. Most people are hating me and trying to steal from me. So this is the thing I've explained. I'm God, I'm Satan, I'm the devil. Because, well, this is the thing, you know, Jesus talked about the father of lies. You know, he talked about, you know, he said to the Pharisees, he said to people who were evil, he said, well, your father was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. The fact is that I'm God and I'm Satan at the same time. The thing is that people who hate me think I'm Satan. They think I'm evil. And then those who love me, they know me as Father, God. I'm both at the same time. I'm just called different names by different people. See what it says here? The Hierophant. The Hierophant was the second card that came out. Right? The Devil, the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant is, you know, it suggests religious. Yeah, this is the card of. It's supposed to represent. Well, it's witchcraft. This is, you know, this card. All these cards are witchcraft, basically. But you know, that's what they were designed for. The Hierophant, it can be read as the Pope, the Church, you know, the High Priest. So, what this is saying is the devil, God. That's me. This is what I'm going to do to people. I'm going to bind them in chains. Why? Well, I already explained, didn't I? What have people been trying to do to me? What has the world conspired to do to me? People being bound in chains is justice. Me binding people and treating them like slaves is what they deserve. They deserve to be treated like a slave. I'm God. Ten of Wands, exhaustion. That can also mean, Ten of Wands is also, it could be suggesting sex as well. 8, which is strength. The Strength card. It could mean strength. It could be lust. We've got the Moon card. So 10 of Wands, strength, the Moon, the Hanged Man, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, 6 of Wands, 10 of Cups, King of Swords. King of Swords. So, what's that really mean? So, you know, the Moon, it could be talking up, you know, there's the 10 of Wands, the Strength, and the Moon. You know, well, 10 of Wands could be to do with sex, it could be to do with exhaustion. Strength could be, you know, it's the woman with the lion, it's to do with lust and strength. Sex, the Moon, could mean the butt. Could be, you know, people who here's the Moon, there's the Hanged Man, yeah, I mean, this is the thing as well, because the Moon card is a Pisces card. It can also be, you know, normally it's associated with the zodiac sign Pisces, which is the 12th sign of the zodiac. The Hanged Man is number 12. It's got the Roman numerals for 12. Okay, and that is called that is a Pisces card as well. So I mean, this is the thing. I've got a Virgo moon, and Virgo's associated with the Hermit. And obviously I'm staying in a house which is number 12, the Avenue, and that's associated with the Hanged Man, and it's associated with the moon. Not to mention, you know, the 12 apostles and the 12 tribes of Israel, right? You know, the New Jerusalem comes down out of heaven and it has 12 gates on it, right? And this is the thing, right? Because there's an inheritance battle. My mum's dead. This was her house. This is inheritance that's been left to me. I've stayed in this house since my mum died, but my aunt is the executor of my mum's will, and she is being a devil. She's being an evil witch, trying to use witchcraft against me to try to rob me of all my power. She's trying to escape justice. She's trying to escape being judged by using magic. She's using a solicitor called Wards, spelled W-A-R-D-S. And Wards is a very powerful word. Why? Because wards are used in magic. You know, for instance, warding away spirits, or war is another thing, right? War. You know, if I'm going to move forwards or backwards, yeah, wards is in the word forwards and backwards and towards. She's trying to trap me with witchcraft. She's trying to trap me with word magic. She's an atheist. Her name is Christine. She is my aunt. You know, she's the Auntie Christine. Yeah, Auntie Christine. Devil bitch from hell. And she's married to her husband, Donald. The Neal family. Donald Neal. Christine Neal and Donald Neal. Oh, and what was Christine Neal's, what was her maiden name? Reed. Yeah, Creed? Yeah, you heard of the band, you heard of the word Creed? You know, that is, you know, that has to do with belief. What does my aunt believe? Humanism. That's her belief. Humanism. Apparently. Well, what is humanism? I'm human. I'm man. I'm God. Right? I'm God in human form. Yeah, that's me. So who's you know, that's the thing. Who is humanism? What's humanism about? Yeah, it's human is M. Well, M is the 13th letter of the alphabet. The 13th card of the major arcana, the one that's labeled XIII, that's 13 in Roman numerals, is the death card. It's the Scorpio card. My sun sign is Scorpio. Human is M. You know, is that trying to say that human is but? Human is but. Oh, when you have no one but God. Alright, human is M. Humanism. All word magic bullshit. Anyways, what are these cards talking about? The Devil, God, the Hierophant, 10 of Wands, Strength, the Moon, the Hanged Man, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, 6 of Wands, 10 of Cups, King of Swords. So, you know, the way I read that is that, you know, my strength is Well, this is the thing, right? Because if I am having sex with multiple women, anal sex, then it means, well, that's what I need to be doing. It's what makes me happy. It's justice. That is me getting justice. So that's basically what these cards are talking about. You know, the strength and the moon and the Pisces, the moon, the hanged man, number 12. Well, it's all to do with, because the world keeps using moon magic against me, so I have to do moon magic to stop their moon magic. Do you understand? If I'm having sex with women, then that is how I break people's spell work. And then that's how things can improve. Okay? The situation with the world will not improve. You know, if you think things are bad now, maybe you're finding it hard. Maybe you don't have a lot of money. Well, this is the thing. People's lives are going to keep falling apart. Things are going to get tougher and more difficult for people until I fix things, right? Until people work with me to fix these things. If I don't get what I want, you don't get what you want. Think of it that way. You won't be happy. I mean, you might be happy right now. You might be happy today. You might be in a good mood today, but that won't last without me. Do you understand? That's how, I don't lose. I can't lose, can I? The thing is, the world hates me and wants to see my life fall apart. But what happens is their lives fall apart. And it's like, well, you did it to me first. You hated me. You wanted to ruin my life. Oh, and look what's happened to you. Your life is ruined now as well. So you either give me what you want and things can get better. You either give me what I want and things will get better, or keep going and see where you find yourself. I mean, the fact is whoever's parking near where my car is, if they're still doing it, I've warned about this so many times now, and it's not like I find the spell work, like that song, Mirrors by Justin Timberlake. Yeah, you think you can just park your car next to mine and then you can play this game of mirror magic with me. It ain't gonna happen, because I will figure out what you're relying on. I will find the spell work associated with the magic you're trying to do. I will break your spell work one way or another. It's only a matter of time before I catch you. If I haven't already. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't keep, you do not have an infinite amount of time. I have an infinite amount of time because I live forever, right? But you don't. You could sit in your home laughing at me, thinking I'm some joke. It won't last. It doesn't last. And all that's happening is I'm going to hate you even more. You're really playing with my emotions, you're really asking me to hate you. The longer you leave this, the more you're asking me to hate you. You understand? You know, I just want you, whoever you are, to realize you've hurt me and that you deserve to be punished. Only at that point can things get better. Do you understand? Only from that point can things get better. Because that's what you deserve. You've hurt me a lot. And you know, I need to know that you're sorry. So, what more can I say? The thing is, you know, I've been through so many things, and I feel like I can't trust anybody. And when I say that, I'm not talking about Archangel Michael. He's always the exception to that, and any other spirits that are with me. But I don't know any human beings that I can say that I can trust. So, you know, I have to you know, I've learned that wearing my heart on my sleeve is never a good idea with people, ever. It's really not a good idea. Yeah, people always used to say that to me when I was younger. They always used to say I used to wear my heart on my sleeve. It's an expression. I mean, I didn't literally wear my heart on my sleeve. But people used to say that about me. What a mistake. Yeah. Yep. I've been hurt too many times by people. It's changed me. So there you go. Okay. I'll grab some more cards here. Screenshots, getting evidence, proof, facts. So, you know, it's a picture of someone holding a phone in their hand. Not quite sure what that card's trying to say, but I mean, you know, the reason I post things on Facebook and YouTube is I'm trying to show who I am. Oh, we got caught a case, sexual infection, sexual disease, rash. Caught a case. Well, you know, obviously, you know, there's that, you know, it suggests something to do with hospital or doctors or something. And that's the thing, my aunt, Christine, she's a doctor. She has a degree in biochemistry and a degree in law, medical law, something like that. I don't know if it's talking about her, but I don't know. And then we got chasing. Kissing ass. Fake accounts. Fake social media accounts to spy. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Well, creeping. So, what's this talking about then? Got screenshots, getting evidence, proof, facts, someone looking on a phone, caught a case, sexual infection, sexual disease, rash, whatever that's talking about. Chasing, kissing ass. So there's the, there's the chasing, someone's given a like a rose, I think, and then there's a bouquet of flowers, kissing ass, fake accounts, creeping. I mean, it's not clear what this is about. I mean, for all I know, someone's spying on me, someone who got an STD, or maybe, maybe got sexually transmitted demons. Yeah, people often talk about STDs is, it's a sexually transmitted disease, but people talk about sexually transmitted demons as well. Tarot readers will talk about that. Sexually transmitted demons. If you haven't heard of that before, well, just YouTube it. Search on YouTube, sexually transmitted demons. You'll find lots and lots and lots of videos about that. I mean, what does that really mean? I don't know. I mean, sex can involve a lot of things, right? I mean, it can involve people doing all sorts of things. In the bedroom, in bed with each other, that sort of thing. When you're doing butt stuff, that is sex magic. It's moon magic. It's what you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to be doing that. And I'm not talking about BDSM, right? I mean, you're supposed to... You don't do that, right? You're told not to do that. But anyways, look, it says, caught a case, chasing, kissing ass, fake accounts, creeping. Well, you know, I feel like people are creeping because every so often I will see a whole bunch of people's faces that will say, do you want to add this person as a friend? Do you know this person? Do you want to add them as a friend? And I see lots of faces, and what I do is I say remove. I remove them all because I don't know who they are. All I know is somebody's creeping. And there's something there, it says fake accounts. Well, this is the thing, right? What's a fake account? You know, the thing is, I have my Facebook account. I actually opened it with my email address, which is grant.safin. I didn't call it Salvin, I called it Safin, which is after the, you know, there's the character from the Bond film called No Time to Die. The bad guy, he's called Safin, Safin. So I called my email address grant.safin. I won't tell you the entire email address, but, and I used that, and I opened my Facebook account with it, and my name is Grant Salvin. I'm sure I've demonstrated that in many ways. You know, there's my Cisco, I'm Cisco certified. I've got certificates with my names on them. I've got my name on various things. But this is the thing, you know, people make fake accounts, don't they? They want to open fake accounts with fake names, and they're liars. You know, this is the thing. If you make a statement which is a lie, that is a fake account. You know, if you're going to have an account, I mean, this is the thing, right? What people do is they want to create fake accounts, and then they want to follow me. They want to creep, right? Spy on me, and then they want to say that I'm the liar. Well, what does fake account mean? Fake account means liar. So what you're saying is I'm you fucking idiot. So, you know, if you're going to come towards me, don't come towards me with a fake account. Come towards me in a genuine way, right? I want to know, you know, if you're gonna message me and say hello, don't do it with a fake account. Just don't do that. I won't appreciate it. Anyway, get some more cards. Say these. Okay, so we got karmic friends, can't fully trust them, tension, secret competition, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Last chance, they lost their chance, or you did. Confused, this way, that way, wrong way, whatever. Boss daddy. So that's interesting, isn't it? Because it comes out, so last chance, they lost their chance, or you did. And then there's the confused card, and then there's boss daddy. Now this is quite an interesting card because, you know, it says, well, it says boss daddy, stable, rich, business owner, CEO, big dick energy. Well, You know, what do you look? What do you see in the card? You know, it's a tie, a shirt. You know, it's someone dressed for work, right? It says Boss Daddy. Who is Boss Daddy to you? Who's your daddy and what does he do? Right? You're confused. Right? It says right there, look. Last chance. They lost their chance, or you did. Confused. This way, that way. Don't know. You know, you're totally confused. Boss Daddy. Right? You know, it says there, big dick energy. So, you know, this is the thing, right? I mean, this is the thing. You know, you're the kind of person. Well, this is, you know, what do you think? What do you believe? You know what I mean? Like, you know, do you? So, you know, I mean, this is the thing. I'm God. I'm telling you that I'm God. And the thing is that, you know, people want to make this about dick size. Oh, some other guy has a bigger dick, therefore he's Boss Daddy. Therefore he's God. Oh, is that how it works, is it? You know, that's what this is, you know what I mean? Like, stable, rich, business owner, CEO, big dick energy. Well, what does business owner mean? Do you know what I mean? What's business? You know, business means shit, apparently. Stable, rich. Well, I guess I could say I'm stable and rich, I suppose. Kinda. Maybe to some people. Yeah. I'm not a CEO, whatever. Well, whatever, right? This I'm tired of this. I'm so tired of this. You know, it's interesting to think, you know, and if you look back at Africa, if you look at, you know, what did they used to worship? If you go back thousands of years, you know, it's not only Africa, but, you know, you can definitely see it in African artifacts and stuff like that. I mean, go research it for yourself. But, you know, it's penis worship. You know, the world, I mean, it's probably not only Africa, it's other places as well, but there's a lot of phallus worship. You know, the snake, the kundalini, the snake worship, right? You know, that's what, you know, when it says, you know, this card, you know, someone decided to say big dick energy. That's what that's all about. It's about worshipping the phallus. It's about worshipping the snake. You know, is that... How do you decide who God is? Is it you judge him by his dick? And that, oh right, if you like his dick, then he must be good. I mean, that is so absurd. Don't you think? I mean, that is... You know, that's what you... If that's what you are, what does that say about you? Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know, what was the point in the Old Testament and the New Testament? You know, what was that all about? Was that about trying to teach the human race? You know, teaching the Israelites and the Jews and the people of the world, like, that what really matters above all things is the size of a man's cock. Well, why write all those words? Why write all those books? You know, what was that all about? Do you have any idea? Clearly not. Anyway. I mean, this is what I've got to argue with. This is the nonsense I've got to deal with. People who are so thick, people who are so evil. Do you know what I mean? It's people who do this to me deserve to burn in hell. Because you tell me I'm not good enough for you. When really, it's you're not good enough for me. It's the other way around, you fucking arsehole. I'm the one judging you, remember? Stupid fuck. It's really hard for me to be polite. It really is. When people put me through all this nonsense. People want to hurt me, want to ruin me, destroy my image. And when they destroy my image, they're like, we don't like you because your image is being destroyed. We don't like you because we ruined you. I mean, imagine, having your, imagine, I mean, that's the thing, right? Imagine someone ruining you, completely ruining you, your appearance and the way you look, and then saying to you, yeah, you're no good for anyone now, bye. And everyone else being like, yeah, he was right. You're not good for anyone. You're useless now. Bye, asshole. You know what I'm saying? That is the kind of mentality you have, probably. That's the kind of mentality. That's the kind of mentality I have to deal with people. That is how people behave. No love, none at all. Evil vampires. Parasites. Excuse me. Okay, so got another deck here. Let's try this one. Guards up. This person's guard is always up. Is that talking about me? Well, this is the thing. Is it talking about you? Is it talking about me? Well, I can tell you one thing. I have to put my guard up, don't I? I have to. How else would I deal with these things? You know what I mean? Like, people wouldn't give me any choice at all. You know, you just expect me to just to pull my heart out and just give it to you and say, go on, stamp on it, please. Because I know that's exactly what you're going to do. So go ahead, just stamp on it. You know, kill me. Yeah, just kill me. Right. Judgmental. Yeah, guards up. Judgmental. Yeah, you know, people try to judge me. They keep hating me. And so I put my guard up to protect myself. Burnout. Leveling up. Your life is about to change for the better. Same-sex love. Grass looks greener, but it's artificial. Tattered person. What the heck's this talking about? Wake up. Someone's about to receive a rude awakening. Oh shit. Unwanted opinions, people giving you unsolicited advice or feedback. Past life karma. Liar. Okay, I'll tell you what, take these as well. Alright, so we got whatever that is. It's emancipated, liberation from all restrictions. Twin flame. Materialistic. Hot mess, always crying and has something going on, and pap smear, someone needs to get checked. So, and then on the bottom of the deck we got evil eye. Evil eye. Someone is wishing bad upon you. So, yeah, what a shocker. Huh? What a shocker. Right, let me get some, yeah. That's better. Okay. Oof. Let me get comfortable for a minute here. Oof. Okay, so we go. Guards up. This person's guard is always up. Judgmental. Burnout. Leveling up. Same-sex love. Grass looks greener, but it's artificial. Tattered person. Wake up. Someone's about to receive a rude awakening. Unwanted opinions. People giving you unsolicited advice or feedback. Past life karma. Liar. Emancipated. Twin. Liberation from all restrictions. Twin flame. Materialistic. Hot mess. Pap smear. So the guard's up. Judgmental. Burnout. Leveling up. Same-sex love. Grass looks greener, but it's artificial. Artificial. Same-sex love. Well, Archangel Michael is with me. That's same-sex love, isn't it? Or he's trans. She. Is that what you're saying? Well, what's this talking about? Same-sex love. Leveling up. Same-sex love. Grass looks greener, but it's artificial. Tattered person. Wake up. Unwanted opinions. Past life karma. Liar. Emancipated liberation. I mean, this is such a pile of shit to read. It really is. I mean, that's the thing, right? Because past life karma. Well, this is why people keep, you know, the person who's been parking next to my driveway. You know, that affects. You know, that's witchcraft. That's magic. You're doing that. You're relying on witchcraft, right? Look at this card. Past life karma. Yeah. That's why it matters. You know, the next card that came out was liar. Unwanted opinions. People giving you unsolicited advice or feedback. And then there's after the liar card, there was emancipated. Liberation from all restrictions. Yes, because you wanna park near. You wanna park where my car is supposed to be. You know, you want to steal that space. And then you're doing mirror magic. You're relying on witches, so you can fuck around and do what you want. You know, twin flame, materialistic, hot mess, needs a pap smear, right? You know, there's STD pap smear. These things keep coming out like you need that you got an STD or something. I mean, you know, at the end, you know, burnout, leveling up, same-sex love. Well, you know, this is the thing, right? Well, it's part of my justice, right? So, obviously, I'm going to be having sex with the idea. Well, yeah, I'm going to be having sex with multiple women at the same time. And so there will be same-sex love between the women. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's gonna be girl on girl action. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You understand? I mean, that's the thing. If I say it, so, you know, if I mean, that's the thing, right? If it's what I want, it's what I want. What God wants, God wants. Do you understand? You know, people often say, you know, what's sin? You know, what's... I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you look at the scriptures, the Old Testament, New Testament, you know, what is sin really? I mean, well, I mean, the ultimate, you know, really, you know, sinning is hating me. That's the thing, right? You know, it is, if you're my enemy, you're a sinner. You know, how, you notice how things changed, you know, things throughout the scriptures, you know, things that were, you know, unclean, that are made clean, you know, things like that, right? Or, you know, things that are, you know, rules change, you know, things can change, and that's what's happening, right? You know, you know, at the end of the day, if I want something, I want it, and I'll get it. So, you know, people are going to say, yeah, but God, blah, 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 blah. You know, people, you know, it's the same idea. You know, people say, well, God can't sin. Yes, I can. I can. Well, I don't. How? At the end of the day, I can do what I want. It's not sin. Sin is against. You know, what is sin? What is sin? Oh, am I going to offend myself? Am I? Am I going to? Oh, have I betrayed my? You know what I mean? Like, I'm God. I'm the one in charge. I choose what I want. And people can be like, yeah, but blah, 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 blah. No, fuck off. I get what I want. I choose what I want. So yeah, you know, if I'm God and I want to have a threesome with 2 women, then why not? I mean, think how many people in this world have done that? How many people have had those sort of, you know, how many guys in this world have experienced that? Are you saying that God shouldn't be allowed to experience that? Are you saying God isn't allowed to have that? Yeah, I'd really enjoy that, having 2 women in bed with me. Yeah, I'd really like that. Have I ever done it before? No. Almost. I think, well, yeah, I mean, I've never done it, but, yeah. I mean, I lived in Brighton, you know, people would, you know, threesomes are not exactly an uncommon thing. So, yeah, I've avoided them. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the kind of behavior, you know, I always looked at it as something, you know, I always thought of it as, yeah, I never had a good opinion of it, really. was not something I was very fond of. But I used to believe in, if a man and woman get together, they should be loyal to one another and get married. The idea of people who sleep around with lots of people, doing threesomes and that type of thing, it was never something I didn't really like people who did that. I always saw people, and that always made when people did that kind of thing, it always made me feel, I always had negative opinions of them. I just thought it's a very sort of, because the thing is that well, I always thought of it, if you have a relationship with someone and then you introduce someone else into that, then you're risking destroying your relationship with that person, because that happens, right? And I just thought, I always thought of it as unnecessary, an unnecessary bad behavior. That's how I looked at it. But obviously, people shouldn't be doing that. I'm God. I can do what I want, right? So. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say. Yeah, I mean, I still can't think of anything, really. I mean, people's priorities. A person's, people. My happiness should be your priority. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to try to sort out my life. And I'll see what happens. I have to see what happens. I'll see what people do. And go from there. I can't really do more than that at the moment. What are people waiting for? I mean, if there's anyone who believes me, then why don't they tell me? Why don't they, why do I have to keep going without any acknowledgement? Anyways, I'll just do what I have to do, and if people want to wait to the last minute to acknowledge me, then so be it. It makes a difference, though. Just remember that. It makes a difference. When I started my Facebook profile in 2022, January 2022, and I'm telling people I'm God. I made a YouTube channel saying I'm God. I told people to their faces that I'm God. Certain people. I've not received any acknowledgement from people. So and I've done my best to demonstrate to people. I've done my best to show the evidence. But people are unwilling to pay attention. So I have done the best that I can at the moment. So, the thing is, I've waited years for people to acknowledge me, and obviously if they'd said years ago, if someone had acknowledged me years ago, it would have been very good for them. Things could have got a lot better. But keep wasting my time, I'm gonna hate you more. I'm gonna be angrier at you. Excuse me. I'm not excusing you. I'm simply saying that wasting my time isn't a good idea. So anyway, this video's been long enough, so I'll leave it there.